producer-owned farming group that covers the southern tablelands, and we provide localised farming information to farmers and producers to improve the way they operate. So it's a network of about 60 farmers within the group. It's a really, really good network. It's a great way to meet like-minded farmers and learn plenty as well. So we try to sort of hold a field day or a workshop once a month. So big thank you to Peter and Johnny from Twynam and the team for hosting today.
So everyone, thanks for coming. It's great to sort of be part of the agricultural community and put a day on like today for people to come and learn different things, hear different opinions, etc. Historically, we've always been, I guess, pioneers in lots of technology, systems and processes, and that continues today with the other activities we do as well. So along with ag, we do some mining, some property development and early stage tech. We invest globally in tech, which we think can significantly impact unit cost economics and profitability.
Thank you very much to Twynam and TFS for inviting us along today. Imagine if anybody could use breath of an animal to identify pregnancy, disease, biosecurity threats and measure methane using nanosensors that were developed in NASA. So today I'm focusing on our methane measurement system. And so we have two product lines in that respect. We've got the Agscent Optiweigh, and we also have a standalone monitoring unit, which is the grey box on the right-hand side of the screen there, which can go into smart feeders, robotic dairies, shed applications as well. So in the paddock, this is a live shot of a cow taking a supplement. It's just an ordinary calcium molasses lick block. While she's standing there, she's burping. And that's a live map of the eruptations or the burping, the methane output of that animal whilst it's visiting the unit. We'd like to all walk over closer to the Optiweigh.
So it's very easy to operate. It's a handy tool that we have in Twynam. We had it for a number of years now. Basically, the animal puts the two legs in the platform there, and an algorithm that Optiweigh has estimates the live weight, and it will give us an indicator on an app on how much is the cattle putting average daily gain in the paddock. And this one is the one that has the Agscent sensor inside there.
There's a grey pipe here that's running across the front, and that sits in front of the feed bin. That's the main pickup point for methane and CO2. There is another one in the base of this box in the middle that also is a secondary pickup point for methane, and so we average the intake from both of those points when we do our data work.
Back on the feed efficiency, so a more feed efficient animal is eating less for the same gain. Our drive for feed efficiency is 100% about profitability for agriculture. From the top animal to the bottom animal in a 120-day feeding scenario, there's about $350 difference in profit. There's a clear correlation between dry matter intake and methane emissions. So we're after trying to find those feed efficient animals for profitability, which will also be more environmentally friendly.
We've got a collar goes on a cow, and we've got an app that goes on a farmer's phone, and that allows us to virtually fence and remotely shift animals out in the paddock. And how we enforce the virtual fencing is through all this hardware on top. So on either side, we've got a speaker on either side, big solar panels on top, LEDs here, a vibration through the silicon strip up here, and then there's a copper braid through the back of the unit that allows us to deliver a shock if required. There's two primary cues that we use for virtual fencing and remote shifting. The first primary cue is sound. So as I mentioned, we've got speakers on either side. The animal is trained to respond to that audio cue, but If they don't, we have the ability to reinforce it with an electric pulse, which is about 1/10 of the intensity of like a poly braid shock. And with those two cues, that's how we get really good effectiveness of virtual fencing.
With Twynam, we are looking at rotational grazing. That was very important from the beginning for Johnny, trying to do this regenerative farming and grazing, having the best harvest of the grass that we can have, and also improving the soil with the short shifts.
The step change that they've made to their production, and I think they're going to see some pretty exceptional gains. To paint a bit of a picture of what that looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, when we look at the Windjello block in particular, they've gone from 2 paddocks that are around 30 hectares each, where they would typically maybe divide them into 2 paddocks of 15 previous to Halter, and there was a mob of 90 bulls in that paddock that just kind of moved between the 2 sections. Dimas is now, and this is where we laugh a lot and have a lot of fun with it, but they're now moving those animals 4 times a day, which has taken that 30 hectare paddock essentially from 2 grazing events through to now would be close to 100, 150 grazing events happening in that paddock, which is really encouraging that period of rest. So we're looking at like 149 days of rest as an example, rather than 2 big grazing events. And what that's going to do for A, the environment, and B, these guys' productivity, not only on the animals but from the grass, is going to be insane. And I think like Australian agriculture is very reactive to rainfall, and so we need our pastures in a rain-ready state. And what these guys have done is allowed, 98% of their paddock to be in that rain-ready state all the time. And I'm really excited to see what they can achieve with it.